so much for clicking on this video and for joining me today. We are talking about investing in yourself. So I think this is a topic that is really close to my heart, mostly because I think often, we don't tend to want to invest in ourselves, or we don't feel like we have the permission to invest in ourselves. So this is why I wanted to talk about it, because I think it is just absolutely vital to your happiness, the amount of joy that happens in each of your days, and also for your career success and life success as well. So what do I mean by investing in yourself? So I think often we feel guilty for either spending money on ourselves, or if we're spending money on ourselves in a way that our friends might not be spending money on themselves, or if it's in a way that our parents don't approve, or that it's not the way that they would spend money on themselves or invest in themselves. I think there's a lot of guilt that comes from that. So when I talk about investing in yourself, I'm going to be talking about three things. One is outsourcing, two is self-care, and three is upskilling. So what do I mean by outsourcing? So this is a concept that comes across a lot in business. And so I often try and bring some of the information and the lessons that I've learned in business back into speech pathology and living your best speechy life. So outsourcing is basically looking at all the tasks that you have to do and then picking the ones that bring you joy. Keep those. You do those because they bring you joy. They're easy to do. You enjoy doing them. You keep those. But you start looking at all the tasks that you don't enjoy to do. And those are the tasks that you want to start looking at outsourcing. So if we take this out of our speech pathology life and we bring it into our personal life, what that means, so I'll use me as an example. So I am not a person that enjoys cleaning. Never have, whether I was single or whether I'm with Paul, just don't like it. It's not my thing. And I know some people really enjoy cleaning. It gives them that chance to just get into some workflow, and they find it really therapeutic. That is not the case for me. So for me, outsourcing means that I get a cleaner. As simple as that. So start thinking about the things that you don't enjoy to do, and think about who out there would enjoy to do that, because by doing that as well, you are supporting another small business and you are supporting somebody else to be able to live the life that they want to live. So it's not selfish, and it's not lazy, and it's not all the things that people throw at this. Another example for me for outsourcing is washing my car. So we live in an apartment. Washing a car in an apartment complex can be a bit tricky at the best of times. And to be really transparent, even if I lived in a home and like in a house with a lawn, and washing the car is not on my list of things that give me joy. So that's something else that I will outsource. I'll often go to one of those car wash places, preferably located at a shopping center, so that I can go shopping, my car gets washed, life admin done. So if there are things that you have to do in your everyday life, in your every week life, every month life, that you don't enjoy to do, start writing them down. Like, that's the first step. Start writing them down, and then start seeing how expensive would it be? What would the cost be to have that outsourced? And what, more importantly, how much time would you get back? How much joy and pleasure in your life would you get back by outsourcing that bit that you have to do? So outsourcing. The second thing about investing in yourself is about self-care. So self-care means different things to different people. So I want you to put this through your own filter of your life and your experiences to figure out what self-care means for you. So self-care for me means getting my hair done. Got very short hair and I've got a lot of grays, so I get my hair done every 5 weeks or so. I get a facial every 5 to 6 weeks. It was something that my skin's not something that I generally pay a lot of attention to. So having a beautician that takes care of that for me is really important. Self-care for me also means that I get out and I walk. I find that I love going for a walk, not because this is so nerdy of me. It's not actually because of being out in fresh air, although that is a happy side effect. I love, we live near the water, so I love being able to see the water. That has a really calming effect. But actually what I really enjoy about my walks is the podcasts that I get to listen to. It's a really good time for me just to be able to be in my head, listen to a podcast, and just let my mind roam. So self-care to me is going for a walk. I also have a wonderful Pilates studio that I go to. So self-care for me is going to Pilates twice a week. I can't quite get up to 3, but twice a week does it. So these are not, like they're not massive things, but they are things that help me be me. They help me feel much better about being in my skin and in my body. It also helps me, other than feeling quite regulated, it brings me joy, it brings me calm, and it just makes me feel really good, really, really good. And I think that's what self-care is really about. So what are the things that give you joy? So one of the things that I would do as well in my self-care regime, if we had a bathtub, I'd be taking baths, because that gives me joy as well. Reading, just all of those things. They don't have to be big things, they don't have to be expensive things. So think about the things that actually make your body feel calm, that decreases your anxiety, that increases your levels of happiness. And then start plugging more of that into your life, because that is what investing in you looks like. And don't, for any reason, stop prioritizing it. So don't let something else take that space, take that time, because I have to say for myself, every time I've given up a walk to do X, Y, and Z, I've always regretted it. So always prioritize it, always stick with it, and always schedule it in. So that's my second thing about investing in yourself. And the last one regarding investing in yourself is upskilling. So you are in a point in your career where you might be either about to graduate and move into a speech pathology career, you might be in the early years of your career, or you might be, a lot longer down the road. But wherever you are, there are still lots and lots of areas to learn. And upskilling is going to be really important. So that's what I love about, or one of the many things I love about being a speech pathologist, is that there is just so much learning, and that can be a bit scary at times, but it's also a really positive thing. We are naturally, I think, tuned in to learning and to being educated, so that we can educate our clients and the families that we work with. So looking at upskilling. Now, upskilling may take lots of forms. So it might be attending a professional development workshop, it might be watching a webinar, it might be watching a video like this, it might be reading a newsletter that comes through your inbox, or a blog, or an article, or whatever it is. But upskilling is really important. And when you're upskilling, there's wonderful free content out there. There's just an amazing abundance of content. But also think about investing as in financially, because the minute that you pay for something, your investment in that, your personal investment, goes up. The likelihood of you implementing what you've learned goes up. The likelihood of you practicing your new skills goes up. And so where you are in your career right now versus where you will be in your career because you have paid for that upskilling will be higher as well. So use all the free content, that's amazing. But also, when you're working out your expenses, make sure you put some money aside for upskilling. You are your greatest asset. You are it. And the more that you know, the happier you will be, because you will feel confident, you will feel capable, you will feel successful, you will feel empowered, and then you will be able to empower and do amazing work. So if you are feeling like, you need to do some work on your mindset, get a mindset coach. If you feel like you want to be upskilling in terms of your actual speech pathology skills, get a mentor. If you are feeling like you need to get more information around money and get some coaching around money, do that. Do whatever it is that you need to be the best version of yourself and to be able to give yourself the bigger, better opportunities and to be able to open doors for yourself and start thinking, when we upskill in one area, it opens up several doors. We go through that door, we get upskilled again, it opens up different doors. So you start over here, you end up over there, and that's through knowledge, and knowledge is power. So don't be afraid to invest money, not just time and not just effort, but don't be afraid to invest money in upskilling as well. So just to recap, investing in yourself. Investing in yourself looks like outsourcing. Start outsourcing any of those jobs in your life admin that you don't want to do and that you can afford to pay somebody else to do. Self-care. Make sure it's booked in. Make sure it's in your calendar. Don't compromise on it, and don't put it off for anything else. Make sure you prioritize it. And third thing is upskilling. Don't be afraid to spend money on upskilling because you are your greatest investment. I hope that you found this information really useful. If you have, drop in a comment in the comment box. If you would like the freebie that goes with this video, click on the link. And if you want to have a conversation with me, send me a DM on Instagram. Have a wonderful rest of the day.